Hello everyone and welcome back to Joy As It Flies. My name is Alyssa and I deal with the crochet side of this channel. Today we're going to learn how to make some fingerless gloves. For this tutorial you're going to need some yarn. I'm using this super soft DK weight yarn. You can use anything you would like though, thick or thin, it really doesn't matter. I did make a pair using some chunky yarn and for winter it was absolutely perfect, it worked so well. You're also going to need a crochet hook. I'm using a 4mm, but make sure you use the size that's recommended on your yarn label. You're also going to need a darning needle, a pair of scissors, some stitch markers, and a tape measure. We're going to begin by making a slip knot, and you can use whatever method you would like to do this. Then we're just going to pop that onto our hook, and we're now going to make a chain that is the length that you would like your glove to be. So we're going to yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through. So go ahead, work your chain, and I'll meet you back when you've done that. There we are, I've made 39 chains in total. Now from here we're going to create the cuff. So that's the part that sits here on our wrist. To do this, we're going to make slip stitches. Starting in the second chain from your hook, you're going to make a slip stitch. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through that stitch, and then pull straight through the loop on your hook. Into the next stitch, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and pull straight through the loop on your hook. So go ahead and work into as many chains as you would like. This is completely customizable, you can make your cuff as big or as small as you would like. Now a tip from me, make sure your slip stitches are very loose. You don't want them to be too tight, otherwise it's going to be very hard to work into them later. So go ahead, work into as many stitches as you would like, and I'll meet you back when you've done that. There we are, I've made 12 slip stitches in total. Now I really recommend marking your final slip stitch with a stitch marker, just so that you don't lose track of where you are. In the remaining chains, we are going to make one yarn over slip stitch. So to do that, you're going to yarn over your hook, insert it into the next chain, yarn over, pull through that stitch, and pull straight through the 2 loops on your hook. Let's do that again. So yarn over your hook, insert it into the next chain, yarn over, pull through that stitch, and pull straight through the 2 loops on your hook. And you're just going to repeat that all the way down your chain, and I'll meet you back when you've done that. There we are, that is the end of row 1. Now for row 2 and onwards, we're going to begin by chaining 1 and turning our work. Now this chain 1 does not count as a stitch. If we have a look at each of our stitches, you can see that there is a front loop, here, and a back loop. We are now only going to be working into the back loop of each stitch. So because we're on the side of our yarn over slip stitches, we're now going to make 1 yarn over slip stitch into each stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook into that back loop, and make your yarn over slip stitch just as we did before. Into the next stitch, making sure you're only working into that back loop. So you're going to go ahead and work 1 yarn over slip stitch across until you reach your slip stitch section, or where we marked with a stitch marker. So go ahead, pause the video, and I'll meet you back when you've done that. So I finished working in all of those stitches. This is what it should look like. And as you can see, we've now reached our stitch marker, or the beginning of our slip stitch section. So we can take that stitch marker out, and we're now simply going to make one slip stitch into the remaining stitches, still making sure that you're working into the back loop. So you can see just in that back loop, and I'm going to make my slip stitch as normal. So go ahead, work that until the end of the row, and I'll meet you back when you've done that. There we are, that's the end of row 2. So as you can see, I've put my stitch marker back in place. That's really important, that's really going to help you. So for row 3, I would chain 1, turn my work, and because I'm on my slip stitch side, I'll start with my slip stitches until I reach my stitch marker, and then for the remainder of the row, I would work my yarn over slip stitches. So you're going to go ahead and work as many rows as you would need, until the yarn over slip stitch side can wrap around your palm. That's important, it's this side. You want that to wrap around your palm. So go ahead, do that, and I'll meet you back when you're finished. And here is what my glove now looks like. So as I said before, the yarn over slip stitch part is the bit that needs to wrap around your palm. So as you can see, my one fits really nice and comfortably around it. And exact measurement wise, my one measures at the top 20 centimeters across. So you don't need to worry about the cuff not fitting, because that is the bit that has the stretch to it. As you can see, it's got a fantastic bit of stretch. And now that we've done that, we've just got one more step left, and that's joining our gloves together. So wherever you've finished off your final row, you're going to chain 1. Now from here, you're going to fold your glove in half. To join our glove, we're going to slip stitch into the front and back piece, all the way down until we reach the point where we want our thumb hole to be. So to do this, you're going to insert your hook into the first stitch of the front piece and the back piece, and then you're going to make a slip stitch. So pull through those 2 pieces and the loop on your hook. Into the next stitch, making sure you're working into the front and the back piece. So go ahead, work down until you reach the point where you want your thumb hole to start. So you're going to be trying this on your hand a lot, this is completely customizable, and I'll meet you when you've done that. So if I just give this a little try on, you can see I'm pretty happy with that. I quite like where that's sitting on my hand. You can see it fits just above my thumb. Once you're happy with where your thumb hole is going to start, we are going to create the length of our thumb hole. So to do this, we are going to slip stitch into the front piece only. So insert your hook into that next stitch and make your slip stitch as normal. And again, this is completely customizable. You'll want to be trying this on just to make sure it's comfortable and it's not too tight. So go ahead, work down as many stitches as you need, and I'll meet you back when you've done that. So again, I'll quickly try this on. And again, I'm pretty happy with where this is sitting. You can see that's my thumb hole now done. All the way around, just like that. Now from here, for the remainder of the stitches, we're going to be working into the front and the back piece again, making our slip stitches all the way down. So into the next stitch, remember this time working into the front and the back piece, and we'll make our slip stitches just as before. And there we are, I've finished joining that final part of our glove. And to finish off, you're going to chain 1. And then from here you can cut your yarn. Then using your darning needle, you can go ahead and sew in any tail ends that you might have. And there we are, you can see that's joined beautifully. You can either now turn your glove inside out if you prefer a more seamless join. I actually really like the way this looks, so I don't bother turning mine inside out. And yeah, that is our glove now done. So of course, you're going to have to go and make a second glove. We can't have just a glove on its own. And then you are done. You have made your own fingerless gloves. Folks, I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial and had fun making your own fingerless gloves with me. If you have any requests, comments or questions, please let me know down below in the comments box. I'll see you all in my next tutorial, but until then, happy crocheting!